It is Tuesday, fresh out the shower, got a clean shave as you see, tapered down, so we are prepared for the work week. And as you know, I got to get my reflection walk on before Tuesday content starts. And I wanted to have a quick conversation with you guys out there, man. So at times you will think about your life, you'll think about your trials and tribulations, how chaotic things might have been for you. And that's what I've been thinking about all morning long because this year has been extremely busy. It's been a lot of ups and downs, twists and turns, unexpected expenses, things breaking down from my house and my cars. And it's been nuts making sure that my son is on task. He's a busy kid with practices and trainings and games. It's been chaotic, and now the new school year has started. So that's another transition that we have to make together. But I want to tell you guys something. Regardless of what went on in my life, the one thing that kept me sane, that kept me focused, is the priority of protecting my peace. See, you'll hear guys say that all that we want is peace. And that is 1000% a fact. Because us being at peace allows us to problem solve, to think things through, to not react off of emotions. It allows us to continue to make more money and to be ambitious. And when you have people in your life that disturb that peace, it takes time. It takes emotions to try to navigate through those things even more. It's a challenge. It's an obstacle that is unnecessary that we shouldn't be dealing with, especially like if you're in a relationship, because your woman is supposed to be the peace manager of your life. And if she's not doing that and causing chaos within your life, you got to have the balls to walk away from that situation. I've had to do it dozens of times, okay? I've had to do it to family members, to friends. I have no issues doing that. And if you are a man and if you are prioritizing your peace and if that's something that you really want to have more than getting laid, more than getting money, then you have to make that sacrifice and be straight up with these people and tell them, listen, you're not conducive to my life. You're causing too many issues. My peace is being disturbed. And if you're in my position to where you get to dictate the terms in your life because you own property and you can tell anybody at any time to get the fuck out of your house, I suggest you guys do that in the first place, because I'm not going to have anybody come to my home, whether it's a friend, family member, if I'm in a relationship or dating, disturb the peace that I've created. I've worked too damn hard to make sure that I have a peaceful environment. And if anybody disturbs that, and people who know me, they know you're gone. I have no problem getting rid of you. And guys must have the balls to do that type of action. And if you're not, then understand something. You will never be great. You will never have the focus that you need to take your life to the next level. Always prioritize your peace no matter what. Surround yourself with people that want to prioritize your peace. That way you can continue to thrive. You can be generous with your resources. You can help the people that you care about, but you cannot do that unless you prioritize your peace. Tuesday content starts right now. Good day, good people. It's AT Malone, the first of my name because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now, this is the first Tuesday that I don't have my son with me during the daytime. And the reason why is because school started yesterday. So I'm still working through the motions, getting into the swing of things as far as making sure he gets on the bus on time. And I actually made him miss the bus yesterday. Yes, I have to bring myself to the front of the congregation. I did that. I made an error looking at the app. I didn't look at the spot where I'm supposed to be dropping him off at. I thought it was the one from the previous school year. My mistake, but I corrected that error today. So I made sure that he got on the bus, and now I'm focusing on making sure that his schedule is set up to where he has balance. And that's the thing us parents must do, is make sure that we balance things out within our child's lives, especially if they have extracurricular activities, whether it be sports, if they play an instrument. We got to make sure they have time to study, get their homework done, make sure that they can practice with their teammates or with their band, whatever extracurricular activities that they have. We got to make sure that they do that. So I'm setting up a schedule for him so he doesn't get burnt out and he's able to have that downtime to do the things that he wants to do. Because, like I said last week, he does not have time to make bad grades, to have missing assignments, because he has something to do every single day, whether it's practice or a game or training. There's always something for him to do. And that's another hack, guys. If you tie your kid up with extracurricular activities, they don't have time to be a degenerate. Keep them busy. Yes, it's going to cost you money. Yes, it's going to cost you time. Yes, you're going to have to sacrifice things that you would rather be doing. But when you decide to be a parent, guess what? You signed up for all that shit. So make sure that your kid stays busy, because it doesn't allow them to do dumbass, degenerate shit. All right? So enough about my rant. It is Tuesday. You know why we are here. We are reading The Richest Man Who Ever Lived, King Solomon's Secret to Success, Wealth, and Happiness. All right. And last week on chapter 1, I discussed basically the blueprint of the chapter, because that's what it entailed. And it was Solomon's strategies and life-changing tactics for achieving extraordinary outcomes. That was the basis of the chapter. Now, chapter 2 is titled The Key to Winning Every Race. And it starts off with a proverb, of course, and it says, "Do you see a man diligent in his business?" It's a question. And it says, "He shall stand before kings." That is Proverbs 22:29. And I kind of like that proverb, because think about it. A man that is diligent in his business, all right, and we're going to get into diligent. He shall stand before kings. I want you guys to really think about what that truly means, all right? Well, before I got into the definition of being diligent, even though I knew what it was, but I'm going to talk about, the true definition of diligent and what King Solomon defines diligent. I just thought about when a man is on his purpose, when a man is in like a high position in his company. See, the kings are like the shareholders of the person that they report to. And whenever they're sitting down discussing business, or if he's sitting down getting his promotion because he's being diligent at his job, those are prime examples of what this proverb means, being diligent, all right? So let's get to it. So the first part of this chapter is becoming the 1 in 1,000 who achieves incredible outcomes. All right. And Steve talks about how he has experienced great, good, okay, poor, terrible, or catastrophic outcomes personally, professionally, and financially in his 50 plus years. And after studying the lives of history's most successful people, they have experienced these outcomes as well. But what made them experience incredible outcomes was this one skill: diligence. All right. Now, this is how King Solomon talks about diligence. He talks about it being a trait that is as rare as a 10-carat diamond. And the reason it's so rare is that diligence runs contrary to human nature. Now, the dictionary definition of diligence is constant effort to accomplish difficult tasks. And most humans, as you know, give up when a goal or a task gets difficult. That's just how we are. Things start getting hard, and it's just so quick for us to tap out, throw in the towel, and say, listen, I can't do this, all right? But when you develop the skill of being diligent, you won't allow anything to stop you from achieving your goals. Now, I have dealt with that my whole life. I have been told that I couldn't do certain things, and I just never listened to them because I was diligent. I got used to having to take on certain projects that were difficult for me to do or that I did not understand. But I just never allowed that to be the crutch that would stop me from achieving anything. And I'm telling you guys this, especially being a man, life is always going to be hard. There's always going to be difficult tasks. And in order for you to navigate through that, you need to develop the skill of being diligent. Understand that life only gets easier when you go through hell, when you experience hell, when things do not go right in your life on a consistent basis. But keep that skill of diligence with you, and you will overcome obstacles that you don't think that you would be able to. All right. So Solomon's concept of diligence. So Solomon's definition of diligence is not the same definition that's in the dictionary. Instead of using constant effort, Solomon means smarter effort. All right. Working smart, not hard. And we've all heard that term, working smart, not hard. Now, I've experienced both sides of the coin when it refers to working hard, because sometimes you think that working hard is going to get you to where you need to be. Not necessarily. It's not, okay? Because you might be a hard worker, but it might take you longer than the person that's working smart. And y'all both are going to get the same outcome. And it took me a long time to understand that it's better to work smart, not hard. Now, you need to develop a hard working ability within you, okay? You need to understand what it is to work hard. But as you grow up, you will understand that, look, I'm taking all day working hard, busting my ass, when I could actually think about how I can cut through some of these processes. That way I can get to the goal quicker, all right? So instead of using constant effort, Solomon means a smarter effort, working smart, not hard. And in Proverbs 20:11, it states, even a child is known by his doings, whether his work be pure and whether it be right. All right. Now we're going to do a breakdown on this proverb. So Solomon uses the word pure for moral, ethical value in working in its purest form. It's more akin to a mining term, since Solomon had a lot of gold and you have to dig through dirt to find rock, melt the impurities to produce pure gold. So he uses a lot of mining terms in his writings. That's something I didn't even know. And the pure side of diligence is time that you invest bringing you a pure return. For an example, working out, all right? Well, everybody knows that you work out because of how you look, right? How your body is. And as we know, America is fat as hell because we eat a lot. We do not work out a lot because it takes time to work out. You have to have effort to work out. Dieting, you have to be disciplined. You have to push that plate away from the table. You got to leave those little Debbies alone. Sometimes you got to meal prep in order to make sure that you don't go out to eat on your breaks and, consume all of those calories. That's why people fat as hell. It's not the fact that they don't have the money to diet, because you can. It's actually cheaper to diet and exercise than it is to go on with your life eating out, which is expensive now. Even fast food is like going to a restaurant now. So there's no excuse, but you just lazy as hell. And it's reflected in how you look. All right. So the purest form of being healthy is your physical look, but it takes sacrifice. It takes effort to do so. All right. So now we're going to talk about the other side of diligence, which is the right side, meaning doing things right, efficiently, effectively, doing it on time to the highest standard possible. All right. Doing things right. So it's kind of like they say, do it right the first time. read the instructions whenever you're like cooking or you're building something. That's something I'm working with my son with now, because we build together. And when he doesn't look at things and looks at the blueprint correctly, he'll build a portion of whatever we're building wrong. And he has to, deconstruct the whole thing, break it down and build it back up the right way. So when you don't read the instructions or you don't do things the right way, it takes a lot of time away from you when you could be doing it right and moving on to the next phase or the process. Okay. So doing this allows you to be creative, persistent, and even bringing outside resources to achieve extraordinary outcomes. And I'll give you an example, man. So I had projects at work, and one particular project that I had a huge deadline on, I needed to figure out how to do a certain process, and I did not know how. All right. But what I did do is I went ahead and used my network of coworkers that work, alongside of me, and I enlisted them and I got the information from them, and they helped me put together a portion of the project that I was getting stuck on. I did not know how to do it. And that's the thing that you got to be real about yourself on, is saying, okay, this is my limit and I need other people to help me. Well, that doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you dumb. And what's dumb is when people don't ask for help. Now, the creative part of it is me saying, who do I know that can do this? And then I started going through my Rolodex of people that I know that were proficient in this particular thing. So all I had to do was send them a Slack message. Boom, that was right away in my office. And they helped me, develop a portion of this project. So I understand exactly what it meant, within this chapter or this portion of the chapter, because it does allow you to be creative. It does allow you to get that outcome. And I was able to meet the deadline, man. So that's what we have this week so far, man. We're going to continue to talk about diligence next week and what it brings, what the outcome is being diligent, next week. So look, guys, this book I'm learning more and more about every single week, because I haven't read it in a very long time. And I think that everybody should pick this up, man. Pick this up, read it, and you tell me what you guys think of it if you guys out there have already read it, all right? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all later. Peace.
Feel like they trying to box me in, so I keep a small circle around me, so fuck friends. I kept it real out the gate, these other cats pretend. Reigning supreme is something that will never end.